Stephen Smith. I'm with Christian Leadership Partners. And for the next 30 days, we're providing free coaching sessions for anyone that's interested. Now, they're going to be done in videos, and you're more than welcome to download a copy of the goal worksheet down below in the comments. If you follow along with this teaching, what you'll also find is that we're actually reading to you a chapter out of Proverbs. Now, this chapter out of Proverbs can actually help you to grow, and what we want to do is we'll talk a little bit about how we can actually become better leaders and become our best us as we go through this process. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we write these things down, and you'll notice in the goal worksheet this week what we have is we've added something to each one of the different goals. Now, you have a space for 7 different goals. 6 of those spaces actually have something to encourage you as far as choosing the right goals. Now, each line you're going to see a different P. Now, these P's are all stand for something. We want to take a look at, first of all, the promise that God has given to us. If I know that I have a promise from God, then I can develop a goal that is associated with that. The second P is a plan. I know that God has a plan for me, but He also wants you to have a plan for you as well. So we want to make sure that our goals are not only looking at that promise, but they're also looking at that plan. The next thing is that we want to make sure that our goals have a purpose to them. Now, we talked about having SMART goals, but in this case, what we want to do is if I've got a purpose behind it, that's what's going to drive me. That's what's going to get me to go out and do what it is that the Lord has in store for me. The next thing is that you want to have your goals set aside with power associated with them. God's going to give you a plan. He's going to give you a purpose. He's going to give you a promise. He's also going to give you the power to be able to do that. And in fact, He'll also give us the provision for that. So if you can see this, these first 5, we should be able to identify a goal that's associated with each one of these, and then we're going to go out and we're going to actually accomplish them. And then the last one is actually protection. The Lord is not going to send you out there unequipped. He's not going to hold back the angels. He's not going to lift His hedge of protection. He's not going to do any of those things. What He's going to do is He's going to protect you if He's given you some specific task. In other words, if God has a plan for you, there's nobody that can upset it, and He's going to protect you because of that. So we know that we have that promise for us. Now, the other thing that we want to do is we want to go through the book of Proverbs. And if we go through this book of Proverbs, we can actually start seeing that God can actually take us through these 6 different P's that I just talked about in relationship to our goals. So let's take a look at that. Now, Proverbs 1:3, it tells us their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them do what is right, just, and fair. Isn't that what we want to accomplish in our goals? So let's take a look at Proverbs chapter 3. What I encourage you to do is to find a key verse as we read through these and start saying, wait a second, I know that I can do this and I can do this. If you can associate it with the goals that I've just given to you, then it'll make all the difference in the world for you. Now you can see that Solomon actually split these Proverbs up very, very nicely, and we'll briefly run through it at the end of this. Proverbs chapter 3. Trusting in the Lord. My child, never forget the things I have taught you. Store my commands in your heart. If you do this, you will live many years, and your life will be satisfying. Never let loyalty and kindness leave you. Tie them around your neck as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Then you will find favor with both God and people, and you will earn a good reputation. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Don't be impressed with your own wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Then you will have healing for your body and strength for your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the best part of everything you produce. Then He will fill your barns with grain, and your vats will overflow with good wine. My child, don't reject the Lord's discipline, and don't be upset when He corrects you. For the Lord corrects those He loves, just as a father corrects a child in whom he delights. Joyful is the person who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding. For wisdom is more profitable than silver, and her wages are better than gold. Wisdom is more precious than rubies, nothing you desire can compare with her. She offers a long life in her right hand and riches and honor in her left. She will guide you down delightful paths, all her ways are satisfying. Wisdom is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Happy are those who hold her tightly. By wisdom the Lord founded the earth, by understanding He created the heavens. By his knowledge, the deep fountains of the earth burst forth, and the dew settled beneath the night sky. My child, don't lose sight of common sense and discernment. Hang on to them, for they will refresh your soul. They are like jewels on a necklace. They will keep you safe on your way, and your feet will not stumble. You can go to bed without fear. You will lie down and sleep soundly. You do not need to be afraid of sudden disaster or the destruction that comes upon the wicked. For the Lord is your security. He will keep your foot from being caught in a trap. Do not withhold good from those who deserve it, when it is in your power to help them. If you can help your neighbor now, don't say, "Come back tomorrow, and then I'll help you." Don't plot harm against your neighbor, for those who live nearby trust you. Don't pick a fight without reason when no one has done you harm. Don't envy violent people or copy their ways. Such wicked people are detestable to the Lord, but he offers his friendship to the godly. The Lord curses the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the upright. The Lord mocks mockers, but is gracious to the humble. The wise inherit honor, but fools are put to shame. Hopefully you can see that Proverbs chapter 3 actually gives us a lot of opportunities to be able to make ourselves better. You can see why we decided to use this in our coaching session. I encourage you to go through Proverbs and see how Solomon split this up. He talked about different things where we sow, and what we sow we reap. He also talked a lot about wisdom, and then he talked about how we should be treating our neighbors. And in fact, you can see how he took all three of these things and actually put them together. So what we want to do is we want to find the key points of these Proverbs, and we want to write them down. If you don't write them down, you're going to forget them tomorrow. So this is what I picked up. This is Proverbs 3, 1 through 4. The first thing that I found out was that if I don't forget to store wisdom in my heart and God's words in my heart, then I can live a long, satisfying life. The next thing that he tells us is that if we maintain loyalty and kindness, then we will have favor with both God and man. The third thing that he shows us here is that if we trust in the Lord and don't rely on ourselves but seek his will, he's promised to show us which path to take. Also, we can see that we shouldn't be impressed with our own wisdom. Instead, we should fear the Lord and turn away from evil. And you know what happens? You will have healing and strength for everything that you go through. The final thing that he tells us here in Proverbs is, honor the Lord with your wealth and the best that you produce, and he will fill your barns and your vats will overflow. So God promises to do all of these things for us if we follow these specific guidelines. Now, as leaders or as our better selves, what we want to do is we want to identify these things and we want to start doing them. So if I can line these up with the different goals that I have, and if my goals align with the goals that are found in the Word of God, now all of a sudden, not only are they smart goals, they're brilliant goals. And if I can line these up with the 6 P's that we talked about, then I can also see that, wait, God has made these different parts of his plan a part of the goals that I know that I need to have so that I can become my better self. So I hope that you continue to work on these, and don't be afraid to open up the Bible and take a look at Proverbs chapter 3 and get something new out of it. Why not share it with others? Now, don't forget to subscribe over here, because if you do, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to get all the new posts that we make, and you won't miss a single one of these different coaching sessions. Don't be afraid to go back over sessions 1, 2, and 3. Remember that they're absolutely free. Well, I hope that these coaching sessions are making a difference in your life. Why not write down in the comment section what's happening? Let us know what's going on. Give us a thumbs up, share it, download the slides. Make sure that you enjoy what it is that we put out here for you, because they're all provided for you absolutely free.